there, my name's Nadernejad. I'm the director of Nadernejad Media, a public relations firm specializing in online reputation. And in today's video, I'm going to teach you the top 10 ways that you can implement right now in order to preserve your online presence and to boost it. This is how to build a powerful online reputation for corporate brands. Now, the first thing you want to do is to make sure that the people who are happy with your work are talking about it. And if they're talking about it, that you're actively showcasing it. So if somebody is talking about your brand, or if you have a client that's happy right now, what you need to do is to direct them to a place where they can create reviews. Now, once you open up a Google My Business, once you open up a Trustpilot or a Glassdoor for your employees to leave reviews, that's an open channel. That means people are going to publish there whether you ask them or not, especially if you have over a certain amount of people or you manage a certain amount of human capital. It's just, you can't control it all, and people are going to leave bad reviews. It's just going to happen eventually. Everybody slips up. So what you want to do is to make sure that, okay, the channels that are open right now, if I have a Glassdoor open, if I have a Google My Business open, how do I make sure that I'm gaining enough reviews or I have enough influence over that channel on a monthly, daily, and weekly basis so that I can make sure that what's going in there is 5-star written reviews, long form content that's believable. So you're going to look at what you have. You're going to audit it. If you don't have anything open now, I would open something. Ask yourself, where am I going to perform best with reviews? If I ask my clients or my employees to leave reviews about my business, about how satisfied they are, what's the best channel? So if I'm selling courses, I use Trustpilot because I can use that and I can embed it on a website. If I am, a brick and mortar store, I'm using a Google My Business. I have a coffee shop. If I am a large company and perhaps we're going through Series C financing and I want everything to look okay, I'm going to try to implement as much control over Glassdoor. So you're going to do this right now, and then what you're going to do is you can use software, but really reaching out to people in automation, reaching out to your most excited customers or your most happiest employees that you know right now, and putting them in a spreadsheet and sending them a targeted email through your CRM and saying, hey, leave us a review. Even creating a video like I am now and then saying, hey, we need some reviews. We want to hear about your experience. Please leave us an honest review. But what you've already done while you've said honest review is you've actually scored those people and said, okay, how are they going to review me, or is it going to be good? So you've pre-calculated that. That's going to result in positive reviews. It's going to boost the review process, and you want to automate that as much as possible using tools or having somebody on your team do that for you, so at least from a management perspective it's automated. The next thing is video testimonials. Reach out to the happiest people and incentivize them to leave you a video testimonial. And tell them, hey, I have $100 gift card or I want to send you dinner to your office. And I'm just wondering if you can leave us an honest video review. I'm going to interview you on Zoom. I'm going to turn on that record button, and I want you to tell me about how your experience went. And there's a $100 gift card. Now, you're not asking them to say good things, but you're saying there's a $100 gift card, give me an honest review. They're going to do it anyway. So that's one really great way to maintain your honesty and integrity while also soliciting a positive review from somebody who has an influence. Ask yourself, who am I interviewing for that review? Whose testimonial is it? And why does it matter? Now, step number 3 is if you want to build a strong online reputation, you want to write content and get it published. You can pay to get content published right now. So if you have links on Google on the first page that are unfavorable or not very good, then what you can do is you can pay people right now to publish your articles. I can have someone internally write an article of 500 to 1,000 words about my agency or about my company or about a client's company. And once they've finished writing that, what I can do is I can take that as a Word document and send it off to a publisher for between $100 to $300 US to publish that on a new site and remove the sponsored. Right? It doesn't have to be sponsored. It can be, promotional. But if that site isn't real journalism, then there's no reason why you can't remove the sponsor tag. And it's not you that's doing it, it's that other third-party company that's publishing it. So how do you do that? You write the article, you prepare it, you edit it, and then you send it off to somebody who works on Upwork, Fiverr, Freelancer, because these people own blogs, hundreds of them around the world. You can find them easiest there, or manual outreach. You reach out for guest posts, or you reach out to somebody and it's not a guest post because you're paying them to do it. So you say, hey, I'm gonna pay you this, you publish it on your site, you use this headline, you use this description, and it's going to rank on Google, and it's going to really influence, it's going to reverse engineer the decisions that you want your external stakeholders to make, people who are already invested in your business, but also prospects. So that's a really great strategy. The next one is showcasing a portfolio across your website, right? I have TD Canada, Circle K on my portfolio. I have iTutor Group. So I put these strong ones on our corporate facing brand, and then I might take some people who really relate, who people can really relate to. So I might take an engineer that I worked with or a teacher on my personal online reputation site and showcase them on the portfolio. Always make sure you have permissions, but if you don't have permissions up front, the best thing you can do is to include a clause in your contract that allows you right to authorship credit and right to showcase work in a portfolio. Once they've signed off on that, you have complete rights. But what you want to do when signing a contract is make sure that obviously it's transparent and that they can see, they know that that's what you're planning to do. So that's very important. The next thing you can do is use influencer marketing, which is becoming more and more popular every single day. Influencers influence, that's why it's in the word, right? So you're going to find people who meet your target demographic, and you're going to hire them. And you're going to hire them to deliver a brand message in their own unique way. Give them some creativity, because that's where it's going to really resonate with their audience. But what's important about that in your online reputation isn't just the publicity, the impressions, and the traffic you're going to get from that initial testimonial, that initial influencer campaign. It's by taking that content and repurposing it, taking that influencer and putting them on your website, integrating it into a blog post, showcasing it in a video like this one. That's really going to boost your online reputation when somebody does a search or an audit of your brand and they look through everything you've ever done. The next step is setting up brand alerts. If you type in Google brand alerts, you can set brand alerts for your business. So if anybody publishes something about your brand within 24 hours, generally within 24 hours, you're going to be told about it. And then you can go and take a look and see, okay, what did this person publish? When was it published? And you'll know immediately. So you can proactively respond to negative content, negative mainstream media, or publish, repurpose, and syndicate positive content that is released about your brand. Now the next step is beyond brand alerts, donate, give back. Do something that genuinely helps people. Do something that genuinely helps your community. Do something that helps the people around you. But when you do this, obviously, like you're doing it to help people, but you should also showcase and tell people what you're doing, because if you're exercising corporate and social responsibility and sustainability, and you're helping people in your community and around the world, you should showcase that. And like a lot of people say, we should be anonymous. I don't want to showcase what we're doing and wear it on a sleeve, but it's important that you do, because that's how you set an example for other people. So do things that help people on purpose, because you're good as a corporation, because you're sustainable and you care about people and you care about communities and economic growth, but also showcase what you've done. Showcase it in a blog post. Take that blog post, repurpose for social. Repurpose from social, send it out to stakeholders in a targeted communication. Segment those lists, and then send some to your, internally facing stakeholders, send some to your clients, create video assets that you can embed in there. Obviously, there's human capital required in creating this repurposing, but there's also, the firms that can help you, that specialize in online reputation like mine, that can really help you lay this out and do it properly. So those are just a few. Those were a few examples about how you can, give back and boost your reputation. Those are just 7 steps, but I have a few more for you. So number 8 is issuing a press release, because once you've done something like this, if you have a project or an initiative that's positively influencing people, what you can do is issue a press release. And there are certain PR wires and outlets and places where you can issue these press releases, where you can get them onto sites like the Associated Press and Yahoo News and Fox and MSNBC, and a lot of these sites have areas for press releases to go up. And generally, 90% of these press releases, when written properly, will result in interviews. These interviews result in backlinks to your website that result in more credibility. And once you build up these, this big portfolio of news features, what you can do next is then take them and then use them to verify your social platforms and get the blue check on Facebook, get the blue check on Twitter, on Instagram, which result in higher search rankings, result in higher credibility factor, and also allow you to showcase the media you've been featured in the media section on your website. So these are all some really great tips. The next thing is you can also hire celebrities, or you can hire people who are higher caliber than your average influencer. I'm talking more than 1, 2, 3 million. You can hire celebrities that have more followers than that. You can hire the cast of Tiger King for whatever reason, if you own a zoo, or you can hire Steve Harvey for $300 on Cameo right now. You probably didn't know that, but if you head on over to cameo.com, you give any of these people, and you have a lot of celebrities on there, right? You give them between, I think, Robert Herjavec is on there for $500 US. You have Grant Cardone. You have Kevin O'Leary on there for about $1,200 US, and you can give them any line you want them to say, clip that, remove the Cameo watermark, and put it on your website. There's no reason why you can't do that. You don't have to include the Cameo watermark, and there you go, you have a testimonial from a celebrity. So that is also what we call, this is more black hat. It's a little bit of a gray area, so it depends on your corporate branding and how you want to implement your own transparency. But it has worked. I've used it for brands in the past, and it has increased conversion rates by 700%. So I would do this if I were you, but look into it and really consider it, really talk about it. This is known as a method called testimonial propaganda. So before you implement it, I would think about the repercussions and how you would go about it, but it is a method. Number 10, actively respond to the negative reviews. It's not just all about suppression, but respond to what you can. If things are very problematic, if somebody is harassing you or deliberately slandering your business, you can pursue legal action. You can petition Google or the webmaster to take it down, or you can initiate a suppression strategy, similarly to how I explained across this channel, and simply suppress it. Very easy to do, even with national headlines. So these are 10 tips to create a strong and powerful online presence. If you need more advice on creating an online presence, be sure to check out the links in the description down below. There's a link to my calendar and my website, and I'd be happy to help you. Again, my name's Nadernejad. I appreciate you watching, and take care.